People are online saying that Trump is at the hospital and that he might die. Here's the thing. He needs to die today or Monday. He cannot die tomorrow on Easter, and y'all already know why. I'm not going to explain myself. But hopefully today's the day, or in the next few days, just as long as it's not tomorrow.
It's about time somebody called them out.
And I'm just surprised that you can't just say, as a Trump supporter, you know what, man, that was wrong. The president of the United States probably shouldn't say it's good that somebody's dead because he tried to convict me of a crime. We have a process in this country. You can disagree with it, but we have a process.
Okay, let's play this game. Do you think Hunter Biden's antics in the White House detrimented anybody else?
What
our
antics?
country?
He wasn't in the administration. It's a good pivot that you just did. I think it's insane that you Trump supporters, with all due respect, can't just say.
Because I'm 15 IQ, right?
It does. I never said you had a 15 IQ. Don't put
you
words
said
in my
Trump
mouth.
supporters this morning with the hat on.
I did.
All Trump supporters have 15 IQ.
No, I never said that, and you're lying.
Let's roll the tape.
Okay, yeah, let's roll the tape. So this is important, everybody. Everybody watching right now, this is what so many people like this young man does. What I did say was that his base of supporters, I believe, are ill-informed and uneducated, like you. And I will tell you why I say that.
I've known you for 2 seconds. How do you know I'm ill-informed and dumb?
Okay, well, first of all, you've already said things about me and misquoted things about me that I didn't say. You're off to a really bad start. Number two, it's called compassion, which I'm not sure you have. Just because your excuse is the president of the United States says, I'm glad somebody's dead, and your retort to that is, well, he tried to prosecute him. So because every prosecutor out there tries to prosecute people, and if you don't like it, you think it's okay to be glad that somebody's dead?
Y'all remember when I said this? But I can't help but notice that, of course, the first person to go down in the administration is a woman, okay? And I want all the other women in that administration to take note. Pam Bondi, you're probably going to be next. One thing about Republicans and one thing about Donald Trump, they are going to scapegoat all of the women in this administration and all of the non-white men in this administration. Y'all are about to be their tokens that they're going to spend, because never forget, tokens always get spent.
Making this video to say we are no longer calling it the Middle East. We are no longer calling it the Middle East. We are no longer calling it the Middle East, okay? From here on out, we are calling it SWANA, okay? SWANA stands for Southwest Asia and Northern Africa, okay? I had somebody educate me very recently that white people started calling it the Middle East in the 1900s. White people started calling it the Middle East in the 1900s.
It's been a while, I know, but this is why I say it's Delta and nothing else. Because who are y'all feeling like? Yeah, so regardless of what side you're on politically, if y'all can come together and start paying TSA workers, yeah, you're gonna get in line with everybody else. There's no TSA pre-check. You're in the standard line, okay? Shoes off, belts off, any electronic larger than a cell phone, place it in a bin by itself. Yeah, I used to work at TSA, and I went through the very first Trump presidency shutdown, which was 30-something days long. I've been there. I know what it's like. Yeah, get in line with everybody else. Or pass the bill to pay TSA workers. Okay? Thank you.
Trump just checked in the Walter Reed Medical Center. They shut down all the roads around Walter Reed Medical Center, and the White House just said he is not able to address the public today. Do you hear those saxophones getting louder? Because I do. Load up the Kirks, ladies and gentlemen. The big day is here. It's time.
Somebody's in Walter Reed Hospital right now. I wonder who's in Walter Reed Hospital right now. What's the number after 46? I don't know. It probably don't even matter like that. But what does matter is something's weird, because somebody didn't show up to Florida yesterday. Somebody has canceled all of their speaking engagements for the remainder of the day. Somebody had the entire national security team show up at a house that just so happens to be white. Someone did that. Someone has not been very active on social media today, and I find that to be interesting. Why would someone do that? Why would you do that? Especially when you consider that someone loves coming down to Florida. That's their favorite place where almost everyone loves them, right? No, not really. But right? I don't know. Walter Reed Hospital. I mean, I guess he could just be paying a visit. He could just be chilling out, I suppose, right? All I'm going to say is, God has the opportunity to do the funniest thing. And I'm going to leave it at that. Grown man, by the way. Don't believe me? Watch this. We crossing them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a drill. The owner of one of the worst websites on the planet and one of the largest donors to one of the worst organizations on the planet has kicked the bucket. Resident billionaire piece of shit Leonid Radvinsky has left the building, ladies and gentlemen. He joins the likes of Hulk Hogan and Chuck Norris, both who are also very large donors to this organization. He leaves us at 43 years old. Since he has left this earth and gone to the nether realm, let us say some nice things about Mr. Radvinsky. And done. Now, who takes over for the site? Kelly Blair, that's who. See, she was made CEO back in 2023. Mr. Radvinsky moved all of his funds over to LRX Trust. So if you do work on the site, don't worry, you still got job security. Kinda, sorta. What you can be sure of is the fact that Radvinsky will no longer be donating a single penny to anybody's organizations. He's gonna be a little busy warming up. Wrong man, by the way. Don't believe me? Watch this. Chuck Norris, then Radvinsky? Can you smell it? There's another one coming. And it's gonna be huge.
Now, don't get me wrong. I would never defend men in general in public, like capital M, man. I would never defend the man in public. But the facts are that this entire time, it's been white men, the most conservative, the most upstanding citizens of white men who have been the biggest sexual deviants. We are seeing this now. Not only are they sexual deviants, they are like apex predators of sexuality, to the point where they're running whole global international fucking organizations for this shit. Not black men. Black men ain't really caught up in that shit. Some are, like Diddy. But like for the most part, the highest levels or the lowest levels, depending on how you look at it, of sexual deviancy, sexual predatory like behavior, rape and pedophilia, incest, all of that shit. Now white people are starting to wake up to the fact that they're the ones leading the charge on that. White people also love to act as if they're the only disciplined ones in the room, and that they're the only ones with class in the room, and that communities of color are too loud or too brash or too crass or whatever, as if like they're above us because they know how to act and like they act better, old money aesthetic or whatever, when I have quite literally never in my life seen anybody more ghetto, ratchet, trashy, low down than Trump and the people he surrounds himself with. Those are the dirtiest, slimiest fucking people I've ever seen. They're way more ghetto than any hood rat I've ever met. Trying to pretend as if white people can't be just as ghetto, if not more, as communities of color is wild as fuck to me. Like, this is some grade A fucking trash. And it's clear proof that money cannot buy class. That's why they hated Obama so much, because Obama put a crack in the mirror. Obama was like maybe the first modern crack in their fun house of illusions. And then Trump just like is like crashing all the mirrors down into ash.
I decided I'm not working on my attitude anymore, babes. Y'all just gonna have to stop fucking playing with me. It's real simple.
Baby, you got to go to hell, okay? Like, the faster you do it, the better off every...
Everything that I've ever, praise the Lord. Price your price with the best of your...
When cooning out for massa is no longer profitable or beneficial, these motherfuckers try and act like they were never supporting Donald Trump. And today's edition of that is Waka Flocka Flame. He goes on to say, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm just a man that loves America. I love my country. I love all the people in it. I respect the history. I don't agree with all of it, but I understand. I really don't care who disagree or try to bash me up, belittle me. That's just your opinion, man. Just like this mine's. But unfortunately for Waka Flocka Flame, the internet is forever and people are pulling up his old tweets. He goes on to say, Trump's still my president. I don't have to stand with a red hat or dance or stage for money in my pocket. Didn't push me this direction. This is my choice, like I choose not to eat pork. But do that make me hate pork lovers or disrespect their character? Nor will I act like. When Trump dropped the platinum plan, he goes, okay then, big Trump. He also tweeted in 2024, I'm still voting for Trump. Let's be clear. And then on the day when Trump won on November 6, 2024, he tweets, Trump! Walk a flock of flame. You better stay your coon ass over there. You better get with them conservatives, that 22% of black males and maybe the 8% of black females as your audience, because the days of you being an audience to us is fucking over. You showed yourself. You showed your hand. And you wanted to rub it in people's face when Trump first won. And now that Trump is an embarrassment as a president and it's bad PR to be even associated with him, you want to make this post. I'm not a Democrat or I'm not a Republican. Yes, the fuck you are a Republican, and you better stay on that side, walk a flock of flame, because we don't want to hear that bullshit.
It's time to start saying Swana, okay? You're not evil and fucked up if you've ever said Middle East before, but I just want to be more politically aware and politically correct. You're not a bad person if you say Middle East, by the way. I would like to clarify as well. Just know terms do enter our lingo and they do exit. And I understand it's going to take a while for it to make the change in a lot of people's brains, but...
My question to you, sir, is if socialism is widely seen in America as a very left-wing ideology, and Trump is very right-wing, how is it possible to call Trump a Nazi if Nazi stands for National Socialist?
Bennett, I genuinely, Bennett, don't know if I can take this call seriously. I'm trying to.
Why is that, sir?
But I thought that we left this whole Germans or Nazis were socialists back in like 1944 when the myth was dispelled when they killed all the socialists. I thought that we like left that back there. I didn't know. I didn't know that that was revived in the year of our Lord 2026. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Is North Korea a democracy?
Absolutely not.
But they're called the DPRK. Do you know what the DPRK stands for?
Democratic Party of the Republic of North Korea, I'm assuming.
Democratic People's Republic of Korea. So they're called they call themselves a democracy.
Okay,
so are they a democracy? If they call themselves a democracy, are they a democracy?
Now, here's the thing. I see why. Now I understand why you said maybe I can't take this call seriously, because you have indeed caught me on this. And that is what something is written as and what something is titled in principle isn't necessarily how it behaves in practice. I think that's kind of the angle you're coming from, sir.
There you go.
Baby, you got to go to hell, okay? Like, the faster you do it, the better off.
Good morning and breaking fuck the news. Oh, this is the most hilarious shit I've heard all morning, brother. So the United States had gone to Iran and said, "Hey, Iran, we want to have a 48-hour ceasefire, Iran. Can you agree to those terms, Iran?" And these niggas looked back at the United States and said, "No." That's crazy. Let me tell you how crazy that is, right? The Donald Trump special is, we're going to bomb the fuck out of you, request a ceasefire, strong arm your shit. That's the special. That's the United States special. We bomb countries, and then we go ceasefire deal right now. Niggas don't usually tell the United States no.
Though they said it's breaking news. Iran has announced that even if the war ends, American and Israeli ships will not be allowed to pass as straight homies. They said if y'all want to be on that gay shit, that's fine, but y'all gotta be on the same energy after this shit's over. Y'all will not be passing as straight homies. Nah, man.
Hold on. Because what you mean by that? One thing about black folks, we'll shenanigan and again and again. We said we wasn't getting involved. You need to get out there and put them boots on the ground.
Confuse the enemy.
Yep.